This TBR is late, and yes, after this, the intro will start, as well as I will not be putting any closed captioning for the sake of how long it took for me to make this video. If afterwards I decide to go back and put in closed captioning, then I'll do that then. Hi everyone, my name is Zakira and this is my channel called Zachless Books. Today I bring you another TBR. It's going to be the Readathon, and as for what it's about, down in the description below, the creators will have a much better way to explain this huge readathon. So if you'd like to try it out, go down in the description below for a much more comprehensible description of it. But I will say that I'm joining the team non-fiction poetry because I love nonfiction. When I was younger, I loved reading it. I don't read as much anymore, probably because when I started BookTube, I got more into the fiction side, but I love reading nonfiction, especially poetry. So I thought, why not join that team? Because I love it. So without further ado, let me go on to and show you my TBR. As for the prompts, you're able to go with the, I guess, trope or the alternative that they've given. Like I said, please look more at the announcement video in the description below because I can't explain how this whole thing works, and it was super hard for me to even get a grasp on how the prompts work. So for the first prompt is blast from the past that I chose. For this prompt, I chose the alternative, which is to read a book published before 2000. The book I'm going to be attempting to read is Anne of the Island. A while back, I did like this whole challenge where I was going to try to read all of the Anne of Green Gables books, and I didn't get to finish it. Reading vlogs are so hard to do, and I couldn't do it, which is fine. So I'm hoping to read it for this readathon. Sadly, the Netflix and with an E is now done, and I would like to see how the original is compared to both the movies and the show. The next prompt I chose is food theme, but I'm not going with the whole food theme thing here. I'm going for the other prompt, which is to read the book over 500 pages. I'm going with Oasis. It's one of the many e-arcs I got that I haven't gotten to round to, and I feel like finally giving this book a chance to see how it is would be amazing. For the third prompt, I chose Found Family, but I'm going with the alternative, which is to read a book in a series. For this book, I chose We Are the Catalyst. This book is the second book in the series. It was given to me as an e-arc, just like Oasis, and I just really want to go through these books that has just been sitting there since like 2018. On to the fourth one, which is Absent or Dead Parents. I decided to go with the alternative prompt, which in this case was read a book by more than one author. For this one, I decided to go with Refractors Volume 1 ebook. Now this one has been on so many TBRs. This book is actually written by two brothers who contacted me during like this stream I did with another person who I knew, and they gave me this wonderful arc. It's one of those things that I haven't gotten a chance to reading, and I'm excited to one day, even if it's not this month, give the chance to read it just like all the other books. For number 5, I went with the trope, The New Girl in Town. Unlike the other couple ones I did before, I'm actually going with the trope, The New Girl in Town, for the book Lost in the Water. I remember some of it. I know I have to double check with the summary. Supposedly the main character goes to stay with their grandparents over the summer and meets new friends and all that stuff. So I interpreted that as the new girl in town. Now this prompt is post-apocalyptic, but I'm not going with the trope post-apocalyptic. I went with the alternative prompt, which is a comfort read. For this one, I decided The Girl Who Can Fly. Years and years ago, I started reading this when I was younger, and as I got older, the title, the book stuck with me for so long that I just want to read it again. The reason why it's a comfort read to me is because I love middle grade novels. So that was most of my ebooks that I was going to read. We're going to more of my physical copies here. Now, starting off with prompt number 7, I believe we're on 7, which is called Love Triangle. I'm not reading a book with a love triangle in it. I don't like those things. But there was an alternative prompt where friends or followers or whoever can choose your next read between 2 options you had. The book that I got chosen, because I asked on the Discord for the readathon, is Ragging. In all honesty, I was honestly surprised to see that this book was chosen, but I'm not mad. I'm hoping that this pleases my need to read more books about dragons, or just with dragons in it, because as you can see on the cover, I believe this is a series. If I like this book, I would definitely go look for more of the series to continue it. For the next book, it's kind of complicated. Oxford. I want to read one of the other team's team book, which is The Weight of Our Stars. It was for the contemporary literature historical fiction team. But if I can't get the book, I got an alternative, which is for the team prompt I'm on, is to read a true crime book, and I decided to go with Tender Murderers, Woman Who Can Kill. I went to the secondhand bookstore and I saw it was real hard to find this, and it's actually pretty exciting for me because I love true crime, but I also was recommended The Weight of Our Stars, so whichever I read, I don't really care. The least likely outcome is I read both. So either way, if I do get it, I can read both, or if I don't, I read this one. It's fine. Last but not least, this one actually came out of nowhere. The prompt is actually called Platonic Partnership, but once again, I'm going with the alternative, which is a buddy read. Keeper of the Lost Cities is what I'm going to be buddy reading with someone, and I am awfully excited to start this. That's all the books on my TBR. My goal for it is to read maybe 2 to 4 books for what order I plan to read. I'm gonna go with my usual, spin the wheel, and I'll see what it chooses for me. So hopefully luck is on my side and it goes for the swallows. I'm just joking. In all seriousness, I like doing it that way. There's just something about seeing what the spin the wheel chooses, and I can't really choose which book I want to read first. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you joined, tell me how your thing is going so far, because tell me how the readathon is going for you so far, because this video is coming out late, like 6 days late. I should have started it way long ago, reading and putting out this TBR, but the last readathon kind of interfered with this one, so definitely excited to be reading this month, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if I have any more videos planned out for this month, I'll see you then. Bye.